past we had to like manually assign the channels and stuff like that, but in these days, like pretty much all of it is left to radio resource management, so 1, 6, 11, and that's kind of what we try to simulate in Hamina as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we don't really set manual channels anymore, so.
Exactly. And as we add more access points, the system kind of optimizes the channels. But now see, it also optimizes your channel width. So it used to be 160 by default on 6 gigahertz, but now it says it actually dropped it to 80. And this is a feature we're coming out with very soon. Now you can see 5 gigahertz default was 80, but when it needs to in an open space, it actually drops that down to 40 megahertz.
That's pretty cool. So how is it making that decision?
Exactly, that's a great question. So it kind of looks at, it tries to minimize interference, of course, and it looks at, in a way you could think of it as looking at the code channel interference heat map, right? And as you add more access points, now we can see it dropped it for 40 megahertz. But as we add more access points, we may run into interference. Now it optimized itself again, but it kind of tries to keep the code channel interference to zero or as close to zero as possible, right. If that makes sense.
So instead of me having to keep changing the channel width to find out what the maximum channel width it can use, it'll start off at the maximum.
Exactly.
Once I run into co-channel interference, it'll reduce the channel width for me.
Precisely. Now you can see it boosted. I deleted all the AP, so it updated to 80 megahertz on 5 and 160 on 6. And again, as we start increasing, first it runs the channel optimizer, so all the channel interferences disappeared. But now it couldn't find more 160 megahertz channels on 6 gigahertz, so it dropped down to 80. And as we keep adding into this like high density venue, we can see now it's 40 megahertz on 5 gigahertz, obviously, because we ran out of 5 gigahertz channels using 80 and
that's pretty cool. Allow me to use the widest channel I can.
Exactly.
To get the most throughput. Until I can't, because it's going to be impacted by co-channel interference, and then you just automatically knock it down. I think that's really cool.